Alright, I've been stressed the last few days, more than usual. So if it like plays into this episode, like you can like see that energy or feel it, then sorry. I have a lot going on right now. Good stuff, but it's making me anxious all the same, so we're taking a break. I'm like almost 2 hours late to this one, so yeah, I think we'll just get right into it. I did just upload episode 5 video earlier today. With this one, I can't tell you how long it's going to be. I'll probably talk about that later, like after the episode, along with other things. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, so where do we start with last episode? And I haven't gotten a chance to look at comments because, like I said, I just posted that video a few hours ago. I've been trying to focus on things I need to focus on. So yeah, I haven't got to look at comments, so it is what it is. Listen, let's see. There's a lot of like X's that I scratched out for all these people that are dead from last episode, or like were dead in the past, but I circled Baelor's name and I wrote R.I.P. to a real one. Okay, so one thing I wrote was my notes are overwhelming me here. I wrote how is for like what's gonna happen in this episode, because I'm not really sure how this is the finale, but I'm not sure how it's gonna end here. Is Dunk gonna like end up in King's Landing or go somewhere else with Egg? I have no idea like what the last scene is gonna look like, so that makes me excited. But for like the immediate aftermath, of course Dunk is hurt both mentally and physically. He is my guy's going through it. My guy is going through it. We're gonna have I want to see Maker's reaction once he finds out about Baelor. I mean, I know he hit him, but I don't think he realized what happened. I was trying in the editing process to be like, okay, who is who in this background, like where. So I see them fighting each other a little bit and kind of like where he hits him, but it's like right when he's like, my boy, which fuck him. But I'm curious how Maker's gonna react, because people keep saying that like they're very close, those two brothers. And I also am curious how Arian's gonna react. We kind of saw Egg's reaction a little bit, but like I'm curious if we'll get more of that as well. Oh yeah, how is Dunk and Egg's relationship? What's that gonna look like this episode? I think they're gonna be on like okay footing. Like they're on good terms. They're both just really depressed. I'm curious how Valar is gonna react if they show him. And one question I totally forgot to ask last time, he was the Hand of the King, so who does that go to? Does it go to Maker? That's something I expect we'll get answers on this episode, maybe. I truly don't know. I truly don't know. Oh, I wrote small critique, and I might revoke it depending on what we get in this episode, but a small critique, because I loved this last episode so much. I wanted I said I wish we could have gotten one scene showing the depth of Baelor and Maker's relationship, because I keep hearing that they're really close, but I haven't really. I would like just one scene showing us like that they were close brothers, because I didn't really get to see that much on screen. I'm sure if we see Maker's reaction, then that'll give us some insight. But I would have liked to have them like have I don't know, just a bro kind of scene together. Let's see. Some of the stuff I'm like, do I skip it? Oh, I wrote Rafe's quote down where she said, "No one forgets shit. You hurt someone, they hurt you back." That's kind of like an umbrella statement for like everybody in the show, but I think it did also like foreshadow to that episode. Kind of just with like everybody. Fossaway hurt Raymond, hurt him back. I don't know. I don't have any specific examples. I really liked that quote, and it's very real. I think Beesbury was the stash dude, the one with the weird stash. He's dead. It was someone else too, but I don't remember. Maybe it was the guy that couldn't walk. I wrote random thought. People watching the show before Game of Thrones has no idea about the White Walkers, and that makes me laugh. I forgot I wrote that. True. They have no idea. They have no idea about the White Walkers. That is funny. Because they like hint at it in House of the Dragon, but in this show, you just wouldn't imagine that at all. This is like definitely more grounded, where the other shows show their high fantasy. Okay, last thing I want to say before we actually start the episode is I was sitting on this, and I think it would be a recency bias to say my full opinions on like this show versus like one of the other ones. I truly do think it's too soon. And I think at the same time, Game of Thrones is always just gonna be like that show for like how widespread it is, both like audience wise and the characters. But I do like to criticize Game of Thrones because I love it so much. I like to like, you know, look at small details. I don't want to say I like to criticize, but as much as I love that show, there are some criticisms or things that I wish would have been more part of that first show, that first story, a little more. And one of the things that I love about this show, that Game of Thrones, and not as much as House of the Dragon, but I still would say somewhat, it does what it does so much better than those two shows is give the small folk a real representation. Because Game of Thrones does it worse, where every time the small folk are on screen, they're for plot device. The only real good representation we get with the small folk is probably when we're with Arya, because she is, you know, she explored the world, so she met a lot of different people.
My wife's just had our first baby.
Boy, I'll go.
Oh, who knows? You think soldiers get ravens with news from home?
I'm not saying we don't have it at all in Game of Thrones. I just think this show does it so much better. I really love it. Another thing, I guess going along with that, something that I think House of the Dragon did better than Game of Thrones is its queer representation. You know, that's a very touchy subject for some people, but yo! Oh my god, I am so glad I didn't wait to watch this. I would have been spoiled on this shit, dude. I thought it was one of the problems with Game of Thrones, because they had queer characters, but a lot of the times they felt like plot devices to me. Yeah, and then there are some like bigger characters that I think could have been explored that way, but they didn't really. They kind of hinted, just being like, ooh, we're playing with y'all, and then just never talking about it again. The rest of them are very just background characters. I mean, like Renly was probably the biggest representation, but he got killed off as like a plot device. That was one of the things that one of my biggest pet peeves with Game of Thrones is how they killed Renly. I don't like it, and you could be like, well, that's George's writing or whatever, so it's good, or I don't like it regardless of who wrote it. I don't like how they did it. It's not like I couldn't see him die. I expect anyone to die in these shows. It's just that it was that smoke demon from Melisandre's, and then it kills him and never comes back again. I don't like how they did that, because you know it would have been too fucking good to have the Tyrells, Marjorie and Renly being married together, so you have that unit of those two houses, and Robb's army with the Starks. It would have been too good, and that's why they had to kill him off. I just don't like the way they did it. I'm also not a big Stannis fan. I'm about to get a lot of haters. I say that to say that House of the Dragon did a much better job with that. Again, a lot of people, I'll get into it once I edit those videos, but a lot of people have different opinions about that. But I love that it felt better in House of the Dragon, that I finally felt like I was getting some good representation from this universe. I like to see it. Last couple things I want to say is, one, when I watch these shows, both, you know, Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, even this one, or just, I'm sorry, shows in general, but of course I love Game of Thrones, I am always going to be very attached to like the female characters. I think they're always very strong in these shows, and it's just who I am. I cling and feel attached to other female characters, even if some of them are sadistic. I love how complex these female characters are. I think they're very strong in these shows. Don't get me wrong, I love characters like Jon, Tyrion, etc. There's a lot of great male characters in Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. The ones in House of the Dragon irk me terribly sometimes, but Dunk feels so different from, I mean, all characters, but just especially the other male characters. I don't want to go off of recency bias, but I think he might be my favorite male character out of this universe. I'm gonna have to sit on that. But I just really, really, like, this show has been mainly just a male cast for the most part. And usually that would be something to turn me off. That's why I love the opposite, and how Yellow Jackets is like a very heavily female cast. It's like right up my alley. But the fact that I'm enjoying this so much with the men, I know this is not gonna seem like a big deal for other people, but for me, I don't want to say it's a huge deal or anything, but I'm very happy to get a male character like this. Someone that I just really, really, really like him. And Egg and Baelor. These are some really great Game of Thrones characters. So I just want to give him his flowers, because it's hard to impress me with male characters, or just with men. Anyways, but yeah, I love Dunk. I do. I really love him. And Egg. And Lionel. Y'all know I love Lionel. Who would be my favorite male character in Game of Thrones? Because my top 3 are all women. Maybe Tyrion. Tyrion is such a goated character. All of the Lannisters are great. Fuck, it might be Tyrion. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, all that to say, I have a big soft spot in my heart for Dunk. And I love him. He's a great character. He's an amazing character. I'm so glad we get to see this on screen, because I'm not saying I wouldn't have known about it, but I'm gonna read those books way later in life, or not in life, but like just sometime, not right now. I have the Game of Thrones books like sitting on my shelf. They've been there for years. I'm just in no rush to read them, because like we have these new shows out, so I can be surprised with the shows. And then also the books are not finished. I don't know if you knew that. So yeah, I'm not in a rush to get to those, but I will get to those. So I can't wait to read Dunk and Egg's story, and I'll read Fire and Blood whenever that's done too. So last thing, favorite scene of the episode, I think it is gonna stay the same from what I said last time. Dunk kneeling to Baelor, and especially when he goes like, "I am your man," because this dude has just fought for his own life. You know, I went into detail about it last episode, but stabbed, hit, brutalized in so many ways, and he just kneels to Baelor and says, "I am your man." Like, Dunk is just, he's just such a great man. Oh my god. Alright, I think we're done. Let's start. I really don't know what's gonna happen this episode. I feel like I say that all the time. Not the jazz music. Lionel, I'm so happy to see you alive. Also, I haven't read the comments yet, but I hope people aren't too pissed off about the Arlen stuff. I'm so glad they're hanging.
Home is it's brutally dull.
Are we never? Oh my god. The fan fiction. I see it. I see it.
The man is dying, my lord.
What?
His wounds, they have mortified it. It's beyond my abilities.
Oh, yeah, this fucking girl, mate. Beyond your... An itchy asshole is beyond your abilities, my friend. Be gone. You're fine. He's a terrible mason.
Oh my god, I love Lionel. He's one of my favorite men in this universe too.
And I will love you like a brother.
I'm thinking of a different kind of love.
And if not, fuck you. I'll hate you like a brother.
All I do is bring pain and suffering to those around me.
You've done the realm of kindness. You'll see that one
You
day.
know what I see in him?
Any good dragon
Nat.
is a dead dragon.
Taylor fought for me. He gave his fucking life. Can you speak of him with a little respect, please?
Fuck that, and fuck you. I fought for you. Harding Beesbury, the fucking apple boy,
We fought for you. Your prince.
he risked nothing.
And no, listen, I'm not gonna speak ill on Baelor, but I understand where he's coming from.
There's a war coming. We could be a force, you and I.
There's a war coming, Ned. I don't know when, I don't know who we'll be fighting. But it's coming.
I hope that's how it ends. I hope that's how it ends, is that he goes to Storm's End. Okay, I am going to pause. I hate pausing because, like I said, it makes editing harder. But I do want to say, I think part of the reason why I love Dunk is I feel like I see some Natalie Scatorcio in him, and she's my favorite character off of Yellow Jackets. People are probably so annoyed. I just love those characters with all my heart. I think they're just so fucked up. I love them. But Natalie is just one of my favorite characters in television, and I see some of her in him, or vice versa.
Hand of King Daeron the Good.
There's Valar. Beautiful. Please go to Storm's End. Oh, these are the, what are they, like Silent Sisters or something? Yeah, I want to know more about him.
My prince.
Does he have like a streak of white?
He was a great man.
Died in my armor.
Oh my god! I literally wrote in here, but I thought they weren't going to mention it. So I just left it be. Again, I watched Sean Tank Top's live streams for this show, and one of them mentioned Baelor was wearing Valar's armor because he wasn't planning on... This was not supposed to be anything, like, no fighting. This was supposed to be like I don't know, politicking or like PR or whatever, right? And so whenever he decided to fight for Dunk, he was wearing his son's armor because he was in the tourney. Damn. I knew I should have mentioned that at the beginning. I really didn't think it would come up here. I should have known better.
Plenty of sons have died in their father's armor. How many fathers have died in their sons?
But yeah, the armor is really tight on him.
He's still young.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he looked young.
He had in him to be a great king. The greatest since Aegon the Dragon.
Now who's that? Don't piss me off. Beautiful music. It's very somber.
Started getting worried.
Woody.
Everybody blames me for his death.
No, I would think they would blame Arian.
I don't.
I love you, Raymond. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, all of them... The men on this show are some of the... I can't get over it. The men in this show are so great.
Stefan took my tent. Said I betrayed the family by abandoning him.
Oh, fuck off. Come with us.
Don't be. He's just mad that he lost. First trial of 7 in 100 years, and Lord Stefan Fossaway got beat by his little cousin.
Hell yeah.
It's better to be an unripe green apple than a wormy red one.
I think the apple's rotten right to the core.
Morning.
Oh my god. Hello.
This is Rowan.
I'm mad. How dare you?
Huh? My wife.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Duncan.
Oh.
They're married?
Pleased to meet you.
Actually, they look great together, but...
Come and watch the trial.
Oh my god, he has to know he's the luckiest man alive, right?
And she offered to help me out my armour and...
Anyway.
This is so awkward.
Child now, so...
I figured we ought to get married.
So y'all just did that?
Feels like a boy.
You heard that's a Duncan?
Wait, how long has it been? I'm short-circuiting. I still can't remember if Thunder died or not. Or if any of the horses are alive, I don't know. He made his choices. I had nothing to do with it. Your son and your brother liked nice people. Maybe you could have learned something from
I'm
it.
sending Arion to the east. They change him for the better.
Okay, sorry. Okay, you know what? I spoke too soon.
Some men will say I meant to kill my brother.
This is
The gods
exactly...
know it is a lie, but I will hear the whispers to the day I die.
Yeah. This is what I want when I want to see
You
them.
swan mace. You will hear them whisper as well. Each time a battle is lost or a crop fails, the fools will say Baelor would not have let it happen. Will you have it? Aegon can squire for you while you train him.
Okay, so we're going to King's
My
Landing?
master
Or
will
Dragonstone?
finish your own training.
Holy shit. We're not going with Lionel. I really love this scene.
But I think I'm done with princes.
Okay. So where are we going?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell it to him.
Are you spying?
No.
No? Maybe I'm not the knight I thought you were.
I feel for both of them. I understand where Dunk is, absolutely. Like, I would want to be done too. But of course, I see it from Meg's POV as well.
From where?
Yeah, more Arlen. Okay, cool.
From you.
Is this real? Or is it like a vision?
Why did you never knight me?
Is this a real, like, flashback,
Did you
or
think I'd leave you?
or is this when he died?
Something else. Sir?
That's rough.
Sir?
Dunk has had such a hard fucking life, man.
Sir?
I don't think I've given enough praise to this actor. I forgot his name. Peter. His name's Peter, right? I wanted to know more about you.
And that's why they call it the penny tree. A true knight always finishes a story.
What a lesson.
How did they get the beach to swarm like that?
Oh, you would not catch me near this.
Some sort of magic?
Even hi, beautiful.
Magic?
I can't get over that scene with Arlen. How are you?
Those men are dead because of you.
My brother wasn't always such a little monster.
Talking about Aryan?
It's just a boy.
I didn't mean an egg.
Yeah.
You always hear the terrible ones were terrible babies. We should have known. Even then, we should have known. It's nonsense.
No doubt we'll make a man of him too.
Yeah, tell me Aryan's story.
Perhaps the seeds of madness are sown in the womb, as the maesters say. But Aryan was quite the glad child once.
Okay, this like Cersei talking about Joffrey.
Half the Targaryens went mad, didn't they? What's the saying? Every time a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin.
But yeah, so he's in the Free Cities now. So, is he coming back in another season? Egg, what in the world are you about to do? No fucking way. Huh? Oh, it's Aryan. I thought it was Maker. I thought Aryan already left. Okay, now this is a little more understandable. I totally thought it was his father. Yeah, don't do it. I'm very fascinated in Maker's kids and his relationship with them. I would love to have a lot more detail with that, actually. I love these Targaryens.
I want you to know I do not blame you for ruining my name day. It was a rotten thing they've done to you.
Quinn.
And you were right in your reply.
Huh?
Thanks.
I want to see all these characters again.
I will take Egg to Squire, but not at Summerhold.
Might be he's better served away from castles and servants and his family. He'll learn to squire as I did. Sleeping inns, stables.
Yeah, get to know the humble way.
Maybe under a tree when we must. I forbid him to live.
I love this.
He's my lost son.
Oh. Maker is killing. He might be MVP of this episode. I like that actor. I gotta look up his name in a minute. Sam Spruill.
Sweetfoot.
Best girl. Sweetfoot, whatever your name is.
I won't be going the final.
Again, my heart is broken.
Father always spoke about building out the cider business. Hopefully a new barrelling outfit.
Apple cider by Biba Doobie.
You should have your Sweetfoot back.
She's not mine.
What?
What?
I don't want to leave these people. They made such a great impression with such a short amount of time. It feels peaceful like that first episode again. He's putting his initial and Lionel's initial with a heart. What am I looking at?
My Lord Father says I am to serve you.
Fuck yeah.
Serve you, sir. Chestnut's yours. Treat her kindly.
Where are we going, sir?
It feels like The Last of Us again.
Suppose we could. There's 7 kingdoms of the realm, boy.
What are the other 2? Or
The Netherlands Rock. Crownlands, Westlands, Stormlands, Riverlands, the Iron Islands, the North, the Reach, the Vale of Arran, and Dawn.
I'll take your word for it, man.
Oh yeah, they have good publishers in Dawn.
Aw. Yeah, can we find her? Is he like a spirit? SCN? Okay, here we go. What's gonna happen? Why would they end on this? This gotta be the last scene, right?
Where's Aegon?
I've not seen it, my prince. I lost acceptance.
He lied!
Where the fuck is he?
I feel bad for him. Dan Romer, amazing job. Amazing job. I'm really sad. I don't want this to be over. And I truly wrote nothing. Man. Well, that's gonna create some conflict. Maker's gonna maybe think that Dunk stole egg or something. That is definitely gonna create some conflict.
I toyed with the thought of that Dunk had the 1,000-yard stare. He's half dead, and I'm pretty sure he wishes he was dead. He can't fathom how he's alive, and so many brave, great people died for him.
He's got survivor's guilt.
Baelor.
Unfortunately for Egg, Maekar said no, and Egg went anyway, so we'll deal with the repercussions of that down the line.
Yeah.
He does it because
Nailing a penny into the tree in Sir
Oh, that's
Arthur's
what that
honor,
was.
but
Okay.
also
Penny
of
tree, yes.
what honor really means.
Wonderful. This is always the hardest part when this happens. It's just nothing to look forward to next week. And to be fair, I'm gonna be very busy these next few weeks, so I guess that kind of works out. But at the same time, it's just, I have so much love for these shows, man. I think they're great stories. I think they have a lot of greatness to tell about them. And you know, season 3 of House of the Dragon is up next. It'll be here before we know it. But I said this earlier, I'll say it again. The beauty in this show that I think makes it so great is, you know, of course from other things like the music and the tone and the acting, blah blah blah, is just the story of someone who isn't royalty. Because as much as you can find relatability in the House of the Dragon characters, Game of Thrones characters, majority of them are still royalty in one way or another. Even Jon, who's a bastard, is still half Stark, and well, we know what happens with that, but for what he knew. Or even Tyrion, who gets made fun of for his height and, you know, things that are out of people's control. These are still characters that were born into royalty. So to see someone not attached to that at all, I think this was something really missing from this universe. Or I guess it existed, but, you know, now onto television. I think it's a great story. And again, recency bias. I don't want to, you know, say I like this more than one of the other shows or whatever. I think they're all just, you know, different stories being told, so it's kind of just a moot point in trying to compare them when they're telling different things, but and you know, they have different characters. This show has something very special about it, and I'm just really feeling the emotions of it right now. This is something special. I hope the people that worked on this, no matter how big or small, I hope they know that this has been very great to be a part of. I don't want to get so sentimental right now, but I've been very happy. It's just a thing to be a nerd, and like this is the whole reason why I started this channel, is because I wanted to record things on stuff that I was super interested in and just love to talk about, like stuff I would talk about on my own. So I was like, well, let me buy a camera once I got the money and you know, just build up the money to do it. And it's been so worth it. I've had so much fun. You know, I've only technically done like 4 shows actually. Only 2 of them have been posted. This one and Yellow Jackets, but I have recorded all of House of the Dragon. And of course I'm gonna do season 3. That's the next thing I'm really, really looking forward to. But I also did The Last of Us. I don't know, where do we go from here? Did I say? I don't remember. These videos for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, y'all have been lucky with like how fast I've been doing these. The fact that I've been releasing these and editing these all in a week is pretty impressive for me, because the Yellow Jackets videos are like 1 video a month. So I was very quick with these, and of course like the episode length helped too, but I say that to say this one, I don't know how long this one's gonna take. Like I said, I'm starting a new job and I'm getting a lot of training in, so I'm trying to make sure my priorities are in line, and I'm back to having 2 jobs, so I'm pretty busy. So I don't know how fast I'm gonna have this out. Don't count on anything. Well, if you see this, then that means I did it, but yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna have this posted, or even how long it's gonna take to edit, because I really gotta focus on other things. But after that, similar things that I've said, I'm planning on getting to House of the Dragon. That was actually what I was gonna do next, and then I forgot that the show came out. Then this became part of the process, but that will probably be next. I also still need to make a Yellow Jackets analysis video. I was working on that. I said it would come out, it would probably come out quick, and it didn't, so I'm really disappointed with that, because I really want to edit that video too. I have a lot of things to say, and the reason why I haven't recorded it is because I've had like a big outline for it, and I'm like, every time I think I want to say everything I want to say, I sit on it and then realize that I'm like, nope, there's something else I want to mention. Like, I want to talk about all of those characters. So either that or the House of the Dragon videos will be next. Hopefully the Yellow Jackets one, but it's probably going to be stagnant for a little bit after this video. So with that said, I'll also do movies. I've mentioned that before as well. Whichever ones I feel. I don't have a schedule. I don't do this for anything besides just because it's fun. So if you want to stick around, then by all means. And if you're like, hey, I was only here for a Night of the Seven Kingdoms, then I enjoyed your company while you were here. Cheers to you either way. What else do I say? I didn't write any notes, so I have nothing to like look back on. Oh, I will say favorite scene. I think it's Maekar. That scene where he was like, you know, talking about Baelor, because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see that relationship, and I miscalculated. I didn't really know Maekar, so I expected like he was different from his brother, but it's because I didn't really know what he was about. But it seems like him and Baelor do have similarities, and I guess that's why they were close. I really liked his scene with Dunk. His reasons as to saying, no, I don't want Egg to go with you, and, you know, just be on the road and everything, it's understandable. But with that said, Egg, I'm so glad. I mean, of course he was gonna come with us, but I'm so glad that's happening. I don't know how like far into the future this is gonna be though, for next season. It seems like these will be every year since they're short, so we'll have that to look forward to, for sure, for sure. What else? I guess we'll try to go over any of the characters. It's late, I'm ready to lay down. Lionel, love him. Dunk and Lionel are probably my favorites. I love all of the characters for different reasons, but Lionel's personality just speaks to me so much. Love that dude. I'm actually really sad we're not going with him. And I don't think Lionel wants to go home either. He should have joined us. He should have joined Dunk and Egg. I'm gonna miss that gay motherfucker. Raymond, I love Raymond. If someone is to have, her name was Rowan. See, I didn't even write that down. I was so focused. I did remember though. Rowan, Raymond. If anyone is to have Rowan, if it can't be me, then Raymond's a really cool guy, so I guess. No, but Raymond is a great character. I've been really happy. I'm gonna be sad if we don't go back to any of these characters. Raymond, Lionel, I feel like we'll see the Targaryens again, just because we have Egg, so that's like literally a link. I just don't know if we'll see any of the other ones. But he's like, Raymond is the green apple and Fossway's the red one. So, interesting. Egg, Dunk, y'all are gonna get into some fucking trouble. Listen, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for choosing to lie and sneak out. I don't blame him at all. Ooh, that scene with when he was by Aryen's bedside, that was a very good scene too. And then Maekar's there, and he understands. Talk about drama. Talk about family drama. That's a complicated family, let me tell you. I don't have to tell you, you know. That was a really good scene. I really loved Maekar's scene. Maekar really stuck out to me, and I think it's because I wanted more from him. But again, these episodes are so short. I do wish they were longer. I will say that. I do wish they were longer. Maekar, I misjudged. I mean, I don't think he's like the best of the best or anything, but like he seems like a very complicated person and Targaryen, so that automatically, like, I feel gravitated towards that. I'm like, tell me more. about yourself. I want to know more, especially because you just went through something that's gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. That scene was so good because he was like, people are gonna whisper and say how I killed my own brother and everything, like I hated him or something, when that wasn't true, and that it's gonna stick with Dunk as well. And Dunk has survivor's guilt. That's such a hard thing to have. We didn't really see Arya, like he didn't have any speaking lines, but I'm curious where that's gonna. I thought he had already left. So when Egg was like going by the bedside, I thought it was his father. I was like, oh damn, this kind of took a turn, but I was wrong. So seeing it's Arya makes a lot more sense. But I also want to speak on Arlen. I haven't looked at the comments, but I assume that I'm gonna get some like hate comments for Arlen. And let me say, I still stand by what I said, but there is a lot to his character. I think I want to see more of him because I am interested in his storyline, in his and Dunk's relationship. I want to see the details in the picture. That scene was so funny. Maker scene and that scene were my favorites. I really like his character, and sometimes characters do bad things. I think Joffrey's a great character. He's the worst person ever. And not saying that Arlen is Joffrey levels or anything. Most characters are not. I stick by what I say because it's not right to hit Dunk. He's just a kid. He just lost everything. He's following you around like a stray dog because he has nowhere else in the world to go. And to have that be like a father figure / him be a son figure, that's not how you treat him. With only getting to know so little about Arlen, I know he has a story to him. I mean everyone does, but like I know he's been through some shit. That's why I am really interested in that character, and I really hope they bring him back. It's impressive that I've gotten this attached this quickly. These like 30-minute episodes, only 6 episodes, and I feel as attached as I do. It's impressive. It's so good. The new music, the new composer did such a good job. It was beautiful. We got a good mixture of instruments too. Like I think I heard a saxophone when this episode opened. I think that's what it was, or like a horn instrument. We had a guitar last episode, but it's like when Light of the Seven had the piano. Everyone was like, I'm not used to hearing piano in this goddamn show. God, that's the best episode of television. The music is amazing. The acting is amazing. The camera direction, like I spoke on repeatedly last episode, is very good. The coloring is amazing too. I don't know where this is going to lead. I don't know how far in the future it's gonna be and where we're gonna end up. And I guess we'll just have to find out. I think that might be it for like the show. That like my thoughts, if I have anything, of course, like I said, my editing self will pop up. I don't want it to end, man, but I want to sleep at the same time. Thank you guys for being here. I just do it because I love to do it. So anyone that wants to tag along, by all means. I love to communicate with people, even if I don't reply to everyone. I like having a small community here. It's nice to, I mean, like that's humanity, right? It's life, it's community. It's nice to have it, and it's nice to talk to people like-minded to you. So, but besides that, I feel like I want to end this on like a question. Tell me your favorite character from this show, and then also tell me your favorite character. If you could only pick like, we'll say like 1 or 2, nothing more. Tell me your favorite character or characters from this show and the other ones, House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. And tell me why. And then if you also want to tell me your favorite episode of like all of the shows combined, if you only had to pick one, let me know. For me, I don't think anything will ever beat Winds of Winter. It's so good. Yeah, so let me know favorite characters, favorite episode, and I may or may not see you in the future. If this is the only time, then it was nice while I had you. If you're staying around, then I'll see you when I see you. Be nice, be a kind person, be good to your community, and make friends. Cheers. Alright, see you guys. Okay, I'm doing this super quick, reacting to the Season 3 trailer of House of the Dragon, and then I'm going to bed. I'm usually not a trailer person, but it's a teaser. It's House of the Dragon. I want to watch it, okay? And I gotta do this quick. I have 9% on here. Alicent. Oh my god. Love of my life.
Where were you?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I forgot everything that happened.
She will open the gates of the Red Keep.
Oh my god.
And surrender to me.
I love Olivia Cook. What dragon
The
is
king
that?
has abdicated the throne.
Oh yeah, Aegon.
A new line of unsullied kings.
That's Alicent's brother, I think. Vhagar.
You have an absolute
Corlys,
power
right?
within your
Kristen.
grasp.
Oh my god.
This is the moment you become queen.
Do we think she loses another son? Because I expect everyone to die. It's just like, when? I don't have any dialogue for this. I don't think it's really useful because we're going to be watching that shit later, so... Alright. I'm just going to add this. I'm just going to add this to, like, the finale episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Alright, peace. Hi, me from the future, once again. The pollen is kicking my ass. Work is kicking my ass. And I cut my hair. Keep up. Keep up. No, but I wanted to add this at the very end simply because I feel like it didn't feel really concluded in any kind of way. So I was like, let me just make this the official outro. As well as, I could have sworn I thought I talked about it in the video, but apparently I didn't. That scene with Egg with the knife walking to Aryen's bed, you know, I'm just reminded constantly of that woman that wanted to like read their fortunes or whatever, because I absolutely think that that's foreshadowing to Egg's demise or like just future in general. It feels like Egg walking up to Aryen's bed, like thinking of killing him. While it's justified, in my opinion, it will show, it feels like it may or may not be the first hints to something that we wouldn't want to see. That's what I'm thinking. And then alongside, I was just thinking about, okay, so at the end of the season, Egg is going with Dunk and whatnot. And I'm like, what would make Egg, like, go from following Dunk around and, like, going by his ways and learning from Dunk rather than the Targaryens to avoid this kind of mess? Because that's kind of why Dunk made the choice he did when he was talking to, I think it was Darren. But, like, I feel that maybe Dunk might die in the future. Like I think he might die before Egg, and then maybe that's why Egg may, again, I'm just like trying to connect pieces that make sense in my head, but that is what may lead Egg to madness in whatever type of way that is. If again, the woman telling their futures or fortunes or whatever is right. And I don't know if it's right, but they've been right in the past, or I guess technically future. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Also, I forgot to mention, I went with my friend to the bookstore this last Sunday, and I went into the fantasy section and the sci-fi and stuff like that. And of course, I always look and try and find the Game of Thrones books because they're always in the bookstore. But I saw like A Night of the Seven Kingdoms as well as like Fire and Blood. And I was just, I opened the book. I was like, I can't. I opened like the beginning of it because if I were to read anything, then it would be like first season stuff. And it had like illustrations in it. I hear sirens. But it had illustrations in it. And I like read where it was talking about Ashford and just like the beginning of the show. And it, oh my God, I wanted to buy that book so bad right there and then, as well as Fire and Blood, but I knew not to touch that. My friend almost bought it too. Your girl got paid. She wanted to spend money at the bookstore, so she did. So I have a lot of reading to do. Anyways, I've taken so long to edit this, so I apologize, but if you're watching this, then it's out, so goodbye with all the love in my heart. Fuck you.